welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's Nadia and today we're going to be doing our bullet journal setup for September. And for my September bullet journal, I decided to go with the coffee theme. For this bullet journal setup, I'm still going to be using my Archer and Olive notebook in the A5 size as you can see here. I'm also going to be using the Tombow brush pens in the portrait set, and I'm also going to be using some Sakura Pigma micron pens and some other black pens as well. I'm also going to be using a coffee themed sticker sheet that I drew on Procreate. I printed everything on sticker paper and cut them up so that I can use them in my September bullet journal setup. Other than that, the only other stationery that I'm really gonna use is some washi tapes, a stamp set, and some brown construction paper. So now let's get started with our September bullet journal setup and prepare our cover page. I decided to go with something very minimal because I've just been really drawn to that minimalist aesthetic, and what I wanted to do here is that I wanted to have the iced coffee sticker in the middle of the page. And because I'm still very new to creating my own sticker sheets, I also tested and printed out the sticker sheet design on a regular piece of paper, and that's kind of why I have two versions here. I ended up going with the paper version because I printed it out in a bit of a bigger size, and I decided to choose this because I find that it kind of filled up the page a bit nicer, and I'm really happy with how this iced coffee design turned out. I followed a tutorial from Hui Art Studio. I really love all of her digital artwork, so if you really like how this iced coffee looks, make sure to check out her page as well. And I really wanted to have that kind of minimalist vintage vibe with this theme, so I decided to use my stamps that I recently got from Walmart. And honestly guys, I really thought that this purchase was too good to be true. I found this stamp set laying around randomly in a random section at Walmart, and so it didn't have a price tag associated to it, and then when I finally found a price checker, the price was only $2.50 for this amazing stamp. And what I really love about this stamp set is that it's so versatile because you can use your Tombow brush pens to add the ink color that you want with the stamps. And so you can literally use this on any theme that you have in mind for your bullet journal, as long as you have the Tombow brush pen color that you want, and you don't need to have any special ink pad or anything like that. Another thing I really love about this stamp set is that the size of one singular stamp for one individual letter fits perfectly in the square of the dots in your bullet journal. And so it makes it really easy for you to line up the letters in a straight line. It really makes it easy for you to evenly space out each letters with this stamp, so I really recommend this stamps. And guys, this is not sponsored or anything like that. I've just been really excited to show you guys this product. I've been wanting an alphabet stamp set for a really long time, but the ones I saw on Amazon was being sold for at least $20. So I was so excited to find this at Walmart for a tenth of the cost, but really achieving the same look that I really wanted to get. For the quote page, I decided to write it separately on a piece of paper, and I used this paper from another page in my bullet journal whenever I create Dutch door designs. And a really great thing about doing your lettering on a separate piece of paper is that if any time you make mistakes, you can definitely just use a brand new paper or flip the side and start lettering again on the other side like I did here. And it's also really great if you have a thinner bullet journal, because if you have a separate piece of paper, you can literally use all of the colors that you want in this paper, and it doesn't matter if there's any ghosting in this paper, because when you glue it back into your bullet journal, none of the ghosting is gonna show through in the other page of your bullet journal. Also, this is one of my favorite ways to create some blending effect using my Tombow brush pens. And let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more content around hand lettering. I know there's a lot of different ways that you can blend colors using your Tombow brush pens, and so if you want to see a video on that, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. So after I'm done with the hand lettering and I'm happy with the blending effects with the colors, I'm just gonna cut out all of the excess paper around the hand lettering so that it's gonna fit really nicely inside my bullet journal. And then what I'm gonna do is use a paper clip and hold it over a brown craft paper, and I'm just gonna rip around it just to really give that vintage effect. And then I'm gonna just make sure to rip any excess so that whenever I close my bullet journal, I'm not gonna have random bits of paper sticking out. So that's really all I'm doing here. I really want to keep it messy to kind of give that imperfect look to it, and so I'm just gonna glue everything on top of each other and add a little bit of washi tape to kind of hold the thing together. I also wanted to add a little coffee bean sticker to make everything fit into that coffee theme. So the next page that I'm gonna create in my bullet journal setup is going to be the monthly calendar page. This has been something that I've really enjoyed making because I get to really log all of these special events that happen in my day-to-day, and it's always fun to look back at my calendar and see all of the things that happened in the past month. And I'm not gonna be doing anything too crazy for the setup. I'm just gonna be creating a square for each day of the month so that if there was anything that happened that I wanted to write down, I have enough space to do so. And lately, I've just been so obsessed with this brand new pen that I just found. I literally use it for all of my writing and bullet journaling as well. It's called the Friction pens, and they're completely erasable by friction, so you can use the edge of the pen and really rub it to erase anything that you wrote. And I find it really convenient for bullet journaling because sometimes I can make a lot of mistakes. For example, sometimes I might miscount the squares or write the wrong date, so it's really convenient for me to be able to just erase anything even though I'm gonna be using a pen. I guess one of the drawbacks that I see with this pen is that it doesn't dry as quickly, so it's very prone to smudging. But the good thing is that you can always just erase anything that you smudge as well, so I don't really see this as a con at all. And another great thing about these pens is that it comes in a lot of different colors, so it's really perfect for bullet journaling or note taking because you can still have all of the colors that you want, and they're all erasable as well. And again, none of this is a sponsored review or anything. I've just been doing a lot of stationery shopping, and I just really wanted to share with you guys a lot of my new favorite finds. I really do wish I had all of these tools when I was starting out with bullet journaling, especially the erasable pens. I think it would have saved me so much frustrations whenever I made any mistakes in my bullet journal before, or even as a student whenever I'm writing down any notes, or even at work as well. You know, sometimes your priorities change a lot, and overall I just find it really comforting to know that I can erase anytime I want, and it really relieves a lot of the pressure of feeling that anything you write is gonna be permanent. After I'm done with the calendar layout in my monthly spread, I'm gonna cut the excess space in my bullet journal page and just cut off the rest of the page to create a Dutch door layout. I'm also gonna be using a paper cutter and paper rounder that I got from Shein, and of course you can also just use regular scissors to get the same effect. I just have these tools and they're a lot faster to use, so that's why I'm using them here. On the other side of the Dutch door layout, I'm gonna use this as my gratitude log in my bullet journal, and this is a page that I include every single month because I just really love having that space to write just one line in each day. And it's really interesting because the other day I was reading a book called Storyworthy, and the author was saying how this is an assignment that he actually gives to his student, is to actually write one thing that happened to you in each day. And it's really interesting because when he gave that assignment to his students, a lot of them have commented that, you know, they feel like the days are flying them by less. It really helped them be more present in each day, and so I really love that, and I do feel that as an effect myself. And that's why I really love to keep a gratitude log on a one line a day in every theme that I do. And let me know in the comments down below if there's any specific spread that you keep in your bullet journal every single month. So after I created the two Dutch door spread, I'm going to be creating my habit tracker layout. And it's going to be a pretty simple layout. All I want to do is create a black header for each habit. And then I'm going to create an outline that matches the calendar for the month of September. And that way I can just color in any of the squares in the days that I did a certain habit. And if you follow me on Instagram, you might have already heard me talk about this a little bit, but recently I had a new perspective when it comes to using my habit trackers in my bullet journal. At the beginning of my bullet journal journey, I definitely didn't really enjoy or see the purpose of keeping a habit tracker. I felt that I had a really hard time remembering to fill it out, and whenever I tried to keep track of too many habits at once, it just felt really intimidating and it felt pretty unrealistic because I wasn't able to do everything every single day. And so instead of feeling upset that I wasn't able to do all of these habits every single day, I have a new perspective that these trackers isn't really a way for me to keep myself accountable in making sure I do these habits every single day, but it's more as a way for me to keep track of when was the last time I did a certain action. So it's just a really great way for me to track to make sure that I don't go too long without doing certain habits that are really meaningful to me. So the reason why I created the monthly spread and the gratitude log as a Dutch door is that I wanted my mindfulness tracker to be able to show through these pages as well. And in theory, I did this because I thought it would be really helpful for me to see my mindfulness tracker even when I'm looking at my gratitude log or my monthly spread as well. However, now that I created it, I'm not really sure I really like how it looks. I know that functionally it's gonna work really well for me, but I'm just not really sure how I feel about the aesthetics right now. So maybe I'm gonna try this again in another month and see if I can play around with the aesthetics to make it a page that I really like. Thank you guys so much for watching this video of my September bullet journal setup. If you want to learn more on how you can create your own stickers, I definitely have a video on that. I also have a lot of other videos that are dedicated to creating your bullet journal weekly spreads in a way that's functional but also aesthetic. I'll link everything in the description down below, and I hope to see you in another one of my videos.